the end of skilled PvP and Blox fruits. Okay, so before we start the video, let me make something clear. This is not me, crapping on Blox fruits. This is just me pointing out that skilled PvP and Blox fruits is for sure dying, and I don't think it will ever come back. And so my first point, it is probably something that everybody else says. They aren't releasing anything skilled anymore. And if you take a look at this build, none of these move breaks can, and they all can be dodged. Same with Saber, Shisui, and Soulcane. Soulcane is probably the most skilled sword because the AoE is small and the range is not long. And compare that to the new swords that they released. Both moves of Shark Anchor breaks Ken. Like this move right here, the range is extremely long, it breaks Ken, and it stuns. Your X move, it stuns, and it breaks Ken. And also Dragon Trident, after the rework, like check this AoE out, okay? You see that? It covers this whole like circle right here where my cursor is going around. It's this whole thing right here. Like that's correct. That's insane. And the X move alone, the AoE is huge. It breaks Ken and it stuns, and it does a lot of damage. The only fighting style that is skilled are Superhuman and Death Step. And with the addition of God Human, like Superhuman is pretty much not viable anymore. Because God Human does everything that Superhuman does, but better. Your Z move, for sure it's longer. It does more damage. The X move is now a skill shot that breaks Ken and does a heck ton of damage. And the C move is a held move that will break Ken. The range is extremely long and its hitbox is insane. And for your guns like Kabucha, Serpent Bow, and Acidum Rifle, these three are examples of skilled guns. And every ability on the Acidum Rifle requires you to aim. And with the release of Soul Guitar, and of course cause Soul Guitar, your M1s, it breaks Ken. Your Z move pushes the enemy back. And if they have the Ken on, it will drain the Ken. Your X move is a huge AoE that breaks Ken, it stuns, and it gives you lifesteal. Like just think about it, like how broken is that, okay? A move that stuns, has huge AoE, breaks Ken, and heals. On one single ability. Oh, and the fruits, don't even get me started on the fruits. Ever since Dogon Awakening, every single fruit that they've released has been so broken. We have Leopard, which was already like the line that was crossed, because when this fruit was released, everybody was talking about it. Everybody hated it. Leopard, your M1s, every 4th auto attack, you break Ken. Your moves do so much damage, and Leopard is also very fast. Or like Sound Fruit, where you don't even have to aim, you just press an ability and you will hit your enemies. Mammoth, where if you have Leviathan Shield on, you are unkillable. T-Rex, as long as you are able to hit them with an ability, you just run away and you do a heck ton of damage with your bleed passive. And I'm not even gonna lie, T-Rex without the transform version, it's pretty good, it's pretty balanced. And of course we have Kitsune. Kitsune is probably the most brain dead fruit that has ever been released. Like this fruit is the first fruit that I have no counterplay to. Every time I see a Kitsune, like I try not to fight them, even if they're under leveled. Kitsune has massive damage, massive range, massive AoE. The fruit can combo within itself. And you have M1s, and they run at a speed of Mach 60. And again, this fruit is the only fruit that I have no answer to. Because when Leopard was released, or T-Rex, Mammoth, and even Sound, like I was thinking to myself, like, oh, maybe I can, beat these players. I can probably do something about it. But Kitsune, like, is so hard. They are just too fast. They can be in the middle of all that, but still have the time to run out while you cast your X move. Same with Portal, you can't be V-spam on a Kitsune. Because of how fast they are, they can run out of it. And now they are playing to a rework Dragon. And honestly, I don't think Dragon needs a rework. Dragon is probably one of the most balanced fruit in the game right now. Besides the insane damage and the tanky transformation, Dragon is a pretty balanced fruit. For example, regardless of the damage, there are still ways to avoid it. You can still counterplay it, unlike Kitsune. But y'all best believe that rework Dragon is going to be so broken. Because if it isn't, this game will receive so much hate. And with that, it brings me into my next point. Blox fruit is not about the competitiveness anymore. Now it's more about how to bring in new players and keep players. Because I can almost assure you guys, if Blox fruit every update they only release skilled stuff, the player count will be under 100,000 in the blink of an eye. But if they keep releasing OP stuff, the playship goes up to like 1 million. Which I do understand, because if you look at these other anime games on Roblox, they fall as quick as they rise. And the reasoning is because the updates are underwhelming. It's not what the community wants. And speaking of community, skilled players are now a small fragment of the game. New players and players who enjoy using these super strong builds, they are now the majority of the game. And that is why I don't blame Blox for not releasing anything skilled. Me personally, I'm not a skilled player myself. With the current state of the game right now, playing a skilled build is almost like not viable at all. Because a 30 million player that is skilled will lose to a 10 million player that uses Godhuman, Portal, and Shark Anchor. And that's because these new builds just have more than the old ones. It has more utility, it has more stuns, it has more range, it has more Ken breaks. It takes less thinking. It does everything better than the skilled build does. But then that's just the reality of it. I honestly don't think skilled PvP is coming back once all the skilled players stop playing and they start, shifting into these meta builds. Again, this is just me talking about, the PvP scene. Game wise, this game is very fun. For sure one of the best games in Roblox. This game is truly amazing. And yeah, that'll be it for the video. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out, y'all.